I always thought her obsession with true crime podcasts was just a weird quirk, something to laugh about when she'd act out murder scenarios in the kitchen while making coffee. It was part of her charm, I told myself, even when she started sleeping with a flashlight and keeping the doors triple locked. But last night, after another one of our explosive arguments about how distant she'd become, I stormed out to clear my head and came back hours later, only to see a strange pair of muddy shoes tucked under the edge of our bed. My heart hammered in my chest. I got down on my hands and knees, reached under, and my fingers closed around cold metal handcuffs. Not the cheap fuzzy kind either. I yanked them out, and that's when I saw him, her ex, wide-eyed and terrified, wedged between suitcases and boxes, looking like he'd been there for hours. My girlfriend stood in the doorway, face pale, silently daring me to say something. The room felt like a crime scene, and I was both the detective and the victim. She tried to laugh it off, said he'd come over to talk about closure, but the way she clutched the handcuffs made me question everything. The three of us stood there in a twisted tableau until the shouting started, her accusing me of never trusting her, him begging me not to call the cops, me demanding answers no one wanted to give. She confessed they'd been meeting for weeks, sometimes in our own apartment, sometimes in the cheap motel down the street, all while telling me she was working late. I wanted to walk out, but I couldn't. There was something magnetic about the chaos, like I was addicted to the adrenaline, the drama, the sick validation that maybe I deserved it for never really letting her in. Even as I packed my bags, I wondered if I'd ever feel alive again outside this mess. The real twist wasn't that she'd betrayed me with her ex, it was realizing that, in some twisted way, I'd fallen for the danger she brought into my life, and now I didn't know who I was without it.